What's up, guys? Welcome to Wingnuts RC. On today's video, we're going to be going over a new release here from FMS that I'm sure you guys have seen some hype about. If not, definitely stay tuned for this video because there's a lot of information I want to share with both of these rigs. I'm doing two separate videos, so check out the other one as well. But we're going to start with this one, the K5, the FCX10. Now this thing, it's been getting some mixed reviews from people. So there's some haters out there, Traxxas fans or whatever. But this thing, I have Traxxas trucks, I have a couple of these. And this thing, it has way more than they have. So I don't know where those guys are coming up with that. Obviously they haven't held one and actually taken it out on the trail yet. So basically what we have here, this is a K5 Blazer body, and it's the earlier model. I think it looks super cool. I'm a Ford guy, but I don't know, I like this thing a lot. And the features on it, that's what really takes it to the next level, because everyone has a Blazer out now. But once you get this body off, check this stuff out. So it's got a clipless body setup. Get this off of here. Man, see how easy that was. And take notice to this. This is a clipless setup for your lights. So all the wiring, there's no more unplugging stuff, plugging it in, like having the wires hanging there as you're trying to get your battery or whatever. You pop the clips off and it's unhooked. And it works awesome. I haven't had any issues with the lighting system. So I love that. As far as the interior goes, I couldn't leave this stock. I do have some stock footage in my unboxing video, which you guys should check out. But I did an interior, it's just one I had laying around, a cheap Lexan one, and I got my Cliff Burton in there, so, I did that. I put the top on. You can leave the top off, and I have a roll bar on there also, which is really cool looking, but I think it looks really good like that, so that's the way I did it. But on to the good stuff. So here's where things get crazy with this new FMS. First of all, check out this radio receiver combo. It's a FlySky. And there's, I believe, 11 channels that you can program on this. And it's got everything, like your front lockers are up here. Well, we'll get it turned on, then we'll get into that good stuff. So one of the cool things, it came with these fenders that you can put on after you get it. And the switch on it is right here. So you can access that with the body on. All the other guys, you got to tear the body off. That's a pain to do every time you want to turn it on and off on the trail or whatever. So easy access to a switch right here. We'll go ahead and fire the radio up. Give it a second to bind up here. Now, while we're doing this, so one of the cool things with this radio here is you can actually run one of your FMS packs in there. I got a little adapter piece and plugged it right in. So, that's a cool option, rechargeable if you have them laying around, which I have a bunch of them. So it was real easy. It keeps the weight down on this. Now it's one-handed driving. Check out that servo action. And speaking of the servo, unlike Traxxas and them, they actually put the servo down here on the axle, which is an old school crawler trick. And what that does is it gets the weight down low. You have an aluminum steering horn here, all metal links. It has lockers. And the cool thing with these lockers, so to engage them, you just hit that button, there's your front locker. Hit that button, there's your rear locker. Super cool. The Traxxas, you have to flip it up, and you can only do front locker and both lockers. So this gives you the option of locking the rear, and I'll tell you why that's so cool further in the video, so stay tuned. Because I did another mod to this, to the chassis, that it actually tells you about it in the owner's manual, but it doesn't tell you how to do it. So I'm going to do another video on that, so make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on that one. So basically, we got the servo there, we have the lockers. And the cool thing with these lockers is it has this little tab right here. I don't know if you guys can see that in the video. But what that allows you to do is if something would happen with the servo, whether the cable gets bound up or the servo stops working, whatever, it allows you to get in there and just flip that, and you can lock it or unlock it manually, which is a really cool feature to have, especially in full-size rigs. I've already had where the air system for an air locker will go bad, and I'm in the middle of a rock pile. So some of them, they actually have a screw that comes with them, like a bolt that you screw in there and it locks it in. So that's a cool feature to have on the real ones. So when I saw that, it made me think of that. and made me think if you're ever out on the trail and you know something happens, you still have that option there. So that's neat. It's got a metal belly pan cover on here, which is super cool. Keep it from getting all scraped up and ripped up there. And it's very, like, there's a very, very nice scrub clearance on there. So, you know, that's super cool design there. The shocks on it, they're really cool. They're adjustable, and they're so smooth. Like, honestly, they feel better than Axial or the Traxxas ones. Steering horn has a couple different settings on it. The links are adjustable. As far as the axle goes, you know, that's bulletproof stuff in there. I tore them apart, and you know, it's metal gears and everything. Looks very, very solid. The wheels on it. Now, this is a spot where I know why they did it, but I was disappointed to see it. There's no bead locks, so this is a glued style setup, and you know, that was to bring the cost down so that it's more affordable for you guys, because you know 9 times out of 10 you're going to change the wheels. That's usually the first thing that gets changed, so they saved money there. I think that was a really good move for them. But what you do have with this is it comes with 4 different servos. So you have the locker servos here, and now these other 2 servos, check this out. Right here you hit this button, 2-speed. So high gear, and it gives you a little indicator light, which is super cool. So there's no more guessing like on the Traxxas. So you have the light there, hit it again, low range. High range, man, that thing rips. Low range. So there's that setup. The other setup is for your dig. Now this is what I was telling you guys about. I did a little mod to this, and it tells you about it in the owner's manual, but it doesn't give you any details. So I'm going to make a separate video on that. But basically, I was having an issue with the dig setup. It wasn't locking in 4-wheel drive all the time the way it should have been. So I tore the transmission apart to see what was going on, and it was basically like it was a clearance thing. So I was able to get it working right. But while I was in there, I saw what they were talking about as far as, you know, you have to flip some stuff around and take a pin out and put it somewhere else. And then you can have front wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, and rear wheel drive. So if you put it in rear wheel drive, which is just a little rocker switch right here, flip it back into rear wheel drive. Now the rear locker's on. So there you have a 2-speed. We'll put it in high gear. That's a ripping machine. That's, you know, donuts and like the sand or loose gravel or whatever, you know, it'll be really cool to be able to have that feature. And no other crawler on the market that I'm aware of comes RTR with that capability. You know, I didn't have to buy anything separate. It was all just flipping stuff around, and now I have it to where it's rear wheel drive, all-wheel drive, or front-wheel drive, which in my opinion is way more realistic than having a dig feature that, you know, I never use dig anyway. I use it just, you know, to try it, to see what it was one time. Other than that, you know, I tried a couple times in this video just, you know, to demonstrate that it has dig, but, you know, I don't use it ever. Maybe if I was out comping more, I would, but I think it's cooler to have that feature. You know, I have both my axials have dig in them. So, you know, if I want to run a dig rig, you know, I'll use either my Bronco, my early Bronco, or this one right here, or I'll use what's the other one? My Jeep has the box. I already have the box for that pack, but the Jeep and the Bronco have dig, and you know, I never use them. So so back to this. Another thing that FMS stepped their game up with is they have these cool FMS straps in there now for the battery. That was a big issue before. You know, they had the location for them, but they didn't have the strap included. So, you know, luckily I had some around that I've been using. You know, super common plug on there. What else does this thing have over the other guys? The axles themselves, there's a lot more clearance with this one than the Traxxas. I did notice that. A good bit more clearance with the same size tires, so that's a nice feature that they took above and beyond on that. So basically, you know, that goes over most of the stuff with this. It does have a light feature and everything in it, which you know, it's super cool, and it's controlled right here by this switch, so that's super cool. We'll get this thrown back on here and I'll show you that. But basically what I think that they did is they took what was already on the market from, you know, Traxxas and Axial and them, and they put it all in one package. There, see, the lights automatically come on there as soon as it made contact. We'll flip that back on. So there we go. We got the marker lights, and we got the headlights. Now I disabled the turn signals because, you know, I don't like the turn signals out on the trail. I think it looks goofy. So I just made it to where, you know, on like a real truck, you pull the switch on, your marker lights come on, and then pull it one more, and your headlights come on. You know, I think that's super cool, more realistic, and that's the way I wanted to do it. So if you guys want to see a video on that, comment and let me know, and I'll make a separate video on how I jumped it in order to do that. I just made a simple harness that plugged right in, and so I can literally plug it right back into the light controller that's on there. This also has a light controller on the body, so that's super cool. Usually they're like $50 to $100 in themselves from Traxxas, so you know, it's cool that the FMS already put that on there and everything. As far as the tires go, I didn't talk about these at all, and I can't believe I forgot about them. So these tires are a copy of the Super Swamper, but they say FMS on them, which I think, you know, I love that, because, you know, I'm an FMS fanboy at this point. You know, I'll take that title, whatever. But yeah, they're a Super Swamper. They're copied off like the TSL. They got a real nice side tread, real nice tread design, and you know, for an RTR, they're not that bad. You know, they're pretty soft, and I like them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of these glue-on wheels. I'll do a video on how to get the glue off of them without destroying your tire, and we're going to put some bead locks on these tires, because, you know, I think they're awesome. So I'm definitely going to stick with them for now. I think they fit it very well. So yeah, as far as that goes, I mean, I think I got everything pretty much covered. You know, I got the dig, I got all that. One of the things with this radio, it's got your dip switches on here, which are really cool. Just like the 1/18 scale, they stuck with the dip switches on that, and that's a super easy way to set your functions and see where they're at. It says everything about that in the instruction manual, which is a very nice manual for this one, by the way. You have your drag brake feature, or drag brake setting on a switch here, which is super cool. You know, there's stuff that this thing has in it that I haven't even read, because the book has so much information. You know, I haven't even checked all of it out yet. You have your trim settings on here. You have your dual rate for the throttle, throttle trim, steering dual rate, you know, all right there on switches. So that's super cool. Throttle reverse, steering reverse, all on a switch. Your bind button, and then your trim and channel 11 drag brake. So you can adjust your drag brake, like I was saying on there. Super cool. And then it also has channel 9 and 10 here, and those are, one's a push button, so you could hook something up to that, like auxiliary lights or whatever. Run it off of that one. And then this one here is actually a turnable switch, so that could be used for a winch, which would be super cool to put on there like that. So, you know, tons of cool features on this radio, and you know, it's super cool. I love the proportional, or the modulation rather, of the throttle on this one. Is, you know, it's superb. You know, this Fly Sky radio receiver combo, it works awesome. And they have a 550 motor in there, which, you know, plenty of power out there. Another thing I did have to do with this is my slipper clutch was way loose, which you'll see in the video. A couple times it slipped. Whenever I brought it back home, I tore it apart. I tightened that up and did the dig to rear wheel drive mod that you can do right out of the box. And, you know, I love it. I think that this thing, you know, is way more capable. I'm actually going to do a video comparing the big three. So I'm going to take my my FCX10 3 Jeep, which is the reason I chose that one over the Bronco, which is like my favorite out of the axial FCX10s that I have, is the Bronco has straight axles, where the Jeep has portals and it has the dig and everything. So it has all the features that this has, as far as the axle combo and transmission combo go. But they don't come with servos in theirs. You have to add them separately, which, you know, this one comes with them, so that's very cool there. You know, because those servos add up. 4 servos on here, that's, you know, that's what you're paying for whenever you get one of these, is all the parts and technology that's in this. But in addition to that, we're also going to run the Bronco, which that doesn't come with dig or anything, but it has the 2-speed, it has the lockable axles, and it has portals. So I think it would be a really good match between the 3 of them. And after running this one, I think this one's probably going to impress a lot of you guys when that video comes out. So I'm going to wrap this one up, because I have another video to do on this guy. and I got to get all these edited because the release, as you guys now know, is 9 o'clock tonight. So I have some editing to do and get this out to you guys. So this is Wingnut for Wingnuts RC. Make sure you click the like, subscribe, share it, comment on it, tell your friends about it, and let me know about your rigs and what you guys think about these. Thanks, guys. Later. Peace. Man, this thing is so cool. Look at that. Oh, check that out. Turned off. Didn't even have to take the body off. All right, now I'm leaving. Later.